Senator Corrigan. Disciplinary practices in the city of West Palm Beach has become at best erratic and at worst completely inequitable from department to department. I would like to know if the Mayor, Jerry Moyo, and commissioners are aware that after terminating an upstanding firefighter for a DUI arrest, that an electrician at the wastewater plant was arrested at the beginning of this year for the very same offense, and this electrician pleaded guilty to the DUI. Not only he continues to be an employee of the city, he has been allowed to continue answering on-call duty status. So I wonder if the Commission and Jerry Moyo are aware of the lack of staffing for lift stations around the city, that this individual is the only electrician available and willing to do call-out duty, hence making a six-figure salary for the pass on overtime. After having his license suspended for a DUI, the City Utilities Department has made compensations for this individual so far as to have other city employees drive him to and from his call-out duties, also while collecting overtime. This individual remains on probation and has recently had his license reinstated. And I doubt the commissioners and Mayor Jerry Moyo are aware at the wastewater plant they have hired an ex-convict who did several years for armed robbery and has been employed for almost a year now. This individual, in June of this year, left his post at the wastewater plant for lunch. He called his supervisors hours later to report that he went to his girlfriend's house, found her with another man, and proceeded to pummel this person, causing seriously bodily injury to both him and this other man. After seeking medical treatment and not returning to work to finish his shift, he did return later that evening to work scheduled overtime and worked 4 additional overtime shifts in the weeks following. After working the overtime shifts, he signed up for he had to have emergency surgery done to his hand. The taxpayer-paid employee was out of work for almost 8 weeks due to a severely broken hand, a hand in which he was able to work approximately 40 hours of overtime before seeking additional medical attention. This caused an undue hardship to the plant operators, causing numerous hours of overtime to cover his absence. When his doctors allowed him to come back to work, the wastewater plant manager gave instructions to operators to make sure the individual received more than his fair share of overtime because he had not had a paycheck in a while. This individual abandoned his job at the wastewater treatment plant during working hours, jeopardizing the health and safety of the citizens of West Palm Beach and the employees, and performed an act of conduct unbecoming of a city employee, and he is rewarded for it. I feel the Commission and Jerry Moyo should be aware of what's going on in your city. You remember, guys, when I told you a couple weeks ago you really need to find out what's going on? I can document this. I can bring proof here. I can bring anything you want. This is going on behind your backs.
Thank you.
I have a lot more, and I can prove it, and I'm going to prove it. If I have to go to the media, I'm going to prove this.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you for your time, and I'll have a lot more in 2 weeks.